Hello again, guys. We are on Silicon Valley Open Doors conference, and I have very nice guest, Bilal, with Project Scooby. Bilal, can you please tell our audience about your project, about your pros of your project, about your competitive advantages?
Sure. Scooby is a privacy network, and as a privacy network, our mission is to create tools that help protect the privacy of businesses and individuals alike. And for that purpose, we make tools that help small and medium-sized businesses to become compliant with new legal regulations in Europe, as well as upcoming regulations in California and other countries. States and countries, actually, just to be more precise. We make tools that help people operationally, the things that they have to do day in, day out. There are other tools that help them document what they need to do, but what we find many times is the documentation does not match what they do. So we help them do the right things at the right time. We help them automate it. We help them put AI and blockchain in it to save cost, as well as to provide better user experience. The end outcome is that the customer becomes more compliant by following best practices. They have a better security stance by using a hardened and tested platform. And they get better user experience because users now can use a central management tool, and the companies can use proactive problem resolution tools, so that we can basically walk through the whole operation cycle of getting data, using data, and disposing data in the right way.
I guess operate globally. So let's say I a private entrepreneur in Europe, and this GDPR stuff came to my plate. Can you serve me?
Yes, our software is already localized in 4 languages. Adding more languages is more of a translation task than adding any program or development time. We are planning to add more languages as the demand and customers come to us. We have followed the European pattern. We ourselves are GDPR compliant, not only in documentation, but operationally. We also are privacy compliant in using the Privacy Shield compliance mechanism and certification. So absolutely, we can help you operationally. We want to normally make sure that all of your bases are covered, and we are there to help you, whether in Europe or in the US.
Thank you for the answer. So let's say I this private entrepreneur from Europe, and I find your information about you in internet. I call to you or send a form. What next? What next steps I can expect from you?
Well, first of all, we'll call you back. Then we'll have to probably lay out what your actual problems are and provide a plan how to solve it. It may involve one of our partner organizations to come out and do the actual work. We are mainly a technology provider, a platform that enables the operational technology behind it. There are many close to you, maybe like Microsoft partner or an Oracle partner or something of that nature that works with you day in, day out. We connect with them, and we help them implement the right processes for you using our tool set.
Regarding to the information storage, do you guys store my information, or I have to have my own buckets to store it?
That's an excellent question. The answer is it depends. We actually respect the user's input in whether they want to store a certain piece of data with us for quick reuse, and that's just for convenience. That is not necessary at all. We do not, as a platform, have a policy of storing anything. On the contrary, we have actually automatic tagging of time to live for any data point, any document you give us. We actively and very aggressively go out and delete it. Some data points we will never store in our system, even if you asked us to, whether it's financial, whether it's health information, whether it's your credit card information. Those things we will never store. That's just our policy. If at all, we give you a very complex, nice mechanism that is transparent to you, that stores it safely on your devices or on your computer, but we ourselves as a network won't touch it.
Understood. Thank you for your answer. So, and in terms of money, how much will it cost me?
I do not like to say the word it depends. Most of our tools for private individuals are meant to be free. We have higher level of subscriptions even on the individual basis, and we said, how much should that cost? We said a cup of coffee per year. So the cheapest plan that we have for an individual that allows you to use many of our privacy tools that protect your email, that protect how you share information of your contact, that allow you to send documents safely, and use some of the blockchain features are $9 a year. The cheapest business subscription is about $35. It goes up to thousands of dollars. Don't get confused by that, because we are a utility pricing model. That means we are like a water utility or electric utility, where the more you use, the more you pay, because it's a fair exchange. If we have to spend more CPUs, more processing power, then we have to recover that cost somehow, and we have to also be a business that has a means of existing in the future. So it depends on how much storage you will need to use, how much CPU you will need to use. We'll work with you, we'll find out the price for you, but the cheapest level are very affordable. That a single man office can afford it. That's our goal. We don't want to make, or we don't want to put privacy tools out of the reach of the common small business. Many of our programmatic tools are available as open source, so they're up there to use for free. We have put a very good, or actually, I believe one of the better implementations of cookie management for your websites that is required now as the GDPR and the European e-directive. Very smart, very transparent, easy for the user to use for free, open source, things that other companies charge you money for.
Sounds fantastic. Sounds unbelievable.
It's, in a way it might be, but our core belief, our mission is to create tools that help protect the privacy of people, and not necessarily software tools. We have collaborated on literature, we've created books, we've created programs for other people to help improve privacy standards, whether it's an individual or companies. That's our mission, that's what we believe in, and that's what all the people that work in our company believe in. You can't work there and say this is not an issue. That's probably not gonna be a good place for you. But once you understand what the implications are long-term for humanity as we're becoming more digitalized, you understand that you need a different approach. The approach of giving away data to receive a service may be questions. I think that's where Facebook came from, that's where Google's comes from. People are questioning it, and they're legitimately questioning it. There's a reason why we want to be better. We want to have control over our own data. I believe, and we believe overall as an organization, that it's not the sharing part that seems to be problematic. People understand they live in society. It's when they lose control over their data, when they lose advocacy over the determination what can happen to it, that seems to be problematic. If I give you something and you do whatever you want, it's really not what I wanted or intended to. I need to, at one point, to have an insight, an impact on what you can do with it. And that's the tool set that we're trying to create. Sorry, I need to breathe, right? Sorry.
That's absolutely okay. Which is great, yeah. And it's very, very good to have product like for a cup of coffee, but you have your own expenses. And as you mentioned, the price for customers would be not that high. How you guys survive? How you make money? And I really appreciate your mission. I really appreciate, and I share your thoughts about humanity and society-wide stuff. But I kind of cynic from this point of view in this conference.
So let's for real. How can you make enough money to survive? We are pursuing a different business principle. Today's businesses that were founded on the internet and are big have made money on collecting data and making money on sharing and selling that data. We are trying to prove a different business model on saying, can we create a business model where the sharers and the basically the recipients of data together give us sufficient funds to maintain a conduit for them, because we believe in collaboration. The price points that we have and the model, given numbers that we calculated, could support us. We believe it depends on the number of subscriptions that we can sell. There's a base level subscription that everybody has to basically pay us some money for, that requires us to stay afloat operationally. They use more, we charge more for it, and hopefully we can sign up more and more customers that will make that model work. It works on a math basis for us when we look at the spreadsheets. Our challenge is now to go out into the market, which we haven't done actively. This is our goal for the second half of the year. We have been building products for about a year and a half actively, and now we are ready to go out in the market and show them what we got and sign up customers. That will tell us, and you are asking a very valid question, it will tell us whether this new proposal of a business model of privacy for money has a reason to exist. There are other companies that make it work, that produce privacy tools, that have gotten some good traction in the market and have raised some money. So we believe we are not unusual from that perspective, and we have a good chance of succeeding. We have to get good at selling. We have to good at getting the information out about who we are, what we do, for sure. And we have to prove our value every day. There's no workaround around hard work. We have to work hard, and we have to show people that there's value in what we do.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
It is a very hard plan, and we plan on executing it every day. We can't just sleep and hope it will come to us.
That's impressive. Thank you very much. How you find the conference?
I've actually visited the conference about 2 years ago as a visitor, and was basically aware of the conference. And through many emails that I received over time, I said, well, there's a conference coming up, and we actually were planning to go somewhere else, and that failed. And I said, okay, last minute, we're going to go to this conference instead. Next week, we're going to Europe. So this was right in the middle, and we said we can do this, and that's why we ended up here.
Awesome. Any kind of suggestion or advice for our audience, for startups, young entrepreneurs, or mature one?
I think if you can define what makes things valuable, you have probably something that you can go with. Many times what I find is people are enamored by technology for technology's sake and have a problem translating that into other people having a benefit out of it. If you have something that benefits others, you can go and try. Without trying, you will never know.
Absolutely. Thank you for being with us. It was really interesting conversation.
Thank you for having me.